Hi guys. Sorry for the 2 minute delay, but sometimes things happen right before I start to stream, so we're good now. But hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. Let's get everybody in here that needs to be in here. Hello, welcome everybody joining in for AnimeInkArt Live Talks. I'm your host Lizzie, and this is our show where we talk to different creators in the community about their journey in content creation and how we can support each other better in the community. So today we have very special guest, theotakuAsylum, which is also the owner of the theotakuAsylum magazine, but they're also a Twitch streamer. They also have their own merch brand. They're an entrepreneur and general content creator, so definitely it should be a great time. So let's get them on the show and let's get it started. Instagram's been pretty good, so hopefully it stays that way. But it shouldn't. Hello!
Hi there.
How are you?
Doing fine.
Oh.
Give me a second to not look like a mess.
Oh, wait, I think like you put the camera too far up because I can't see your face.
I know, I'm down here.
Okay. How was your weekend so far?
It's been great. Oh man. It's been a weekend. We had so many just storms and problems here.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a very trying weekend.
Okay. Well, hopefully it gets better and that the start of the week is not too bad.
Nah, I don't think it's going to be bad. It's just one of those things. You got to roll with the punches. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And again, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, of course, of course. You've always been a good support, especially in like the Black Business shout out page. So definitely.
Yeah, that was fun to just have the opportunity to do that because I wasn't wanting to do something with that group. Well, not even with that group, just with Coco, and then getting all to meet all those people in there. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it definitely was. And for the people that may not know who you are, you can introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay, so let's see. I'm bad at introducing myself because either I'm too loud or I'm not enough. So,
All right.
My name, my name is Omar, but I go by the Otaku Sauce online. Yeah, the Otaku Sauce. But it's as you said, I own, which is now a business now, the theotakuAsylum, and I've been running that group since 2017. The idea came from another friend that was starting to run something called Round X Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always this old adage of Memphis going, there's nothing to do here. There's plenty to do here. You guys just weren't looking. And hey, Katie. There was just always people saying, there's nothing to do here in Memphis. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing to this. There's nothing to. And I'm just like, there's plenty to do here. You just gotta look.
Mm-hmm.
So meeting people online, you never expect to see people from your city.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was I kept seeing people from the city.
Mm. Where'd you come from?
That was one question. Then the second question was, all y'all in the 901 and we all do the same stuff. Why are we not outside doing things?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I'm like, okay, there's a market for this.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I wasn't thinking about it as a business at the time,
Yeah.
I thought this needs to be this something needs to exist for all these people to come together. And now looking back, a lot of people realize this at the same time because a lot of people started making things for those spaces at the same time. Like before I made the space for theotakuAsylum, a lot of other people started doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, all of those places sprouted up, like Black Lodge, like High Tone doing the things that they're doing now. There's a few other places that I can't think of right now. More recently, Rogues Gallery. Um, the groups that started a few of the cons here, your Anime Blues, Memphis Comic Expo, Memphis Comic and Fantasy,
Yeah.
Austin Bell's group that have like 3 or 4 cons around the areas that just are underserved for the nerd communities. The Bar with No Name, which is inside 901 Comics East, I believe. So many places that were like, we're here, we're doing things, and just so many places that are built at the same time, but nobody knew about them because they were so small. And they got larger, and they're like, "Man, where has this been?
Yeah,
they've been around. We just didn't look for them, and now they have the money to be bigger." Then the pandemic happened, and so just so many places that had the space, and then it's just. But now, what ended up happening with theotakuAsylum? I started taking it more seriously. Magazine started.
Yeah.
I went to DreamCon 2023. And I met Chelsea Bite.
Yeah.
And I have never witnessed a harder code switch in my life. Because I met her, I met on-screen Chelsea. And Chelsea was like, hi, it's so great to meet you. This is it's been great to meet you, but hey, I want you to come over to the Twitch meetup, and I want you to meet everybody that's in here because there's going to be a lot of opportunities in there, and I want you to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got in there, and I saw her again. I was like, hi. That's what I was like. What do I do? That's what I was like. For those old ladies in church, urged to just do the. I was like, wait, okay. And she shows me a QR code, and the QR code is to join the Twitch Black Guild, which at the time, I'll pause for a second and respond to something in chat. No, you're trying to get me to do panels, and you're trying to get me to do a panels table. You keep saying we. You speaking French, fam? Because it's just you.
As you were saying.
So, just to give you some background on Katie Jones there. Katie Jones is one of the biggest proponents of the nerd community in Memphis. And if it was anything to deal with nerding in Memphis, just literally had a page called Nerding Around Memphis. If you wanted to know what was going on in Memphis about nerd anything, you asked her about it. And you still do. She just doesn't have the page anymore. Or something that should be remedied very soon. But that's one of those situations where it's like, I'm gonna let God fix it because I fix it, we gonna have a problem. But anyway, I saw an opportunity because of Chelsea recognizing, hey, you have a lot of opportunity that you can capitalize on. You're just not doing it because you don't think you can, or you don't think you deserve to do so.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, you know what? I've watched you do so much over the years. If you think that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should get the molasses out of my ass and do something about it.
Yeah.
Because my name online for the longest time was theotakuAsylum.
Yes.
That came some of the greatest ideas, is you probably know this, come from jokes. Somebody makes a sly joke and it's like, huh, that actually is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
theotakuAsylum, I wanted to create an otaku safe haven.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, that'd be fun to do, wouldn't it? Why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why don't you do it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. And I got support for it. And so what ends up happening is I actually do it, and it goes great. Then the pandemic happens, we shut down for a little bit. Then after meeting Chelsea Bites, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want the community to be called theotakuAsylum. Because I don't want to be I want to be known as the face for a little while. I would prefer not to be, but with my name being attached to it, the reality is. But what ended up happening is, it really is, Katie. What ended up happening is, all right, I need a new name. Thank God for Soul Life. Soul Life made a joke. And it started with Jalapeno Poppy.
Yeah.
They were like, and I would always get people that couldn't say otaku. So otaku happened. And I'm just like, really? Otaku? But y'all can't say otaku?
Yeah.
I'm watching wrestling off to the side, and what I expected to happen today did just happen, and that's about to be a great match. But, so I was like, okay, you know what? Even though I hate that joke, otaku sauce just rings correct.
Yes.
So, I hit up, I call her, or you know how black people are, or we have a play sister, or play sister, play brothers, all that. So I hit up my play sister and said, "Hey, you did the otakuAsylum logo. You've done it twice now.
Yeah.
Can you do me another one for the otaku sauce in kind of the same style?"
Yeah.
She shows me this, and I'm like, my expectations for you were up here. And you went past that.
Yeah.
Well, do you want anything changed? No, not really.
Yeah.
So
that makes
it's one of those things where it's like, thank you so very much. Let's get this done. And and just now, now I'm using this and going from there to, all right, let's start doing things with the brand. Let's start doing things with theotakuAsylum. Let's start doing events again because people want to do anime events because everybody has events surrounding the Avengers, Marvel, and all this. But unless you're getting unless we get a movie in Memphis, movie event, we don't have anime events. So it's very seldom that we get those. So I was trying to do something with that.
Yeah.
And then one thing I noticed, being a big wrestling fan, and Memphis is a wrestling city.
Yes.
And And when I say wrestling fan, I don't mean that lightly.
Of course. And I meant to ask you, how long have you been a wrestling fan? Because I know that's throughout your content, whether it's the magazine or the Twitch streams where you had like the Clash of the Asylum. Like it's all, and you also support 901 Wrestling and some of your like Titantrons that you've done. Because I've
Yeah.
seen that on your YouTube channel, and like you do them really well. Like it got recognized in the 901 Wrestling, so you're
Yeah.
heavy into the fandom. So I wanted to ask, what sparked it for you to begin with, and how has that impacted you throughout your whole journey?
As far back as I can remember is 6 years old.
Mm.
Because the first match I remember seeing, Paul White, the Big Show.
Yeah.
I think he was 450. I think he wasn't 500 pounds yet. I think he was 450 back then.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy came in. Apparently, I didn't know this at the time because I didn't watch WCW.
Mm.
He came in from WCW and he was trying to get over, but he was a big, agile guy back then. And when I tell you, I was very shocked at that age, even though I didn't know how it looked on TV, how things would work, all that.
Yeah.
I saw him, a 450-pound man, drop kick somebody, and I was like,
You're like, wait, what?
hey,
You're like, wait a minute.
did that just happen?
It did.
He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And he drop kicked somebody. He didn't have to, but he did that.
Yeah.
And recently, listening to the I think it's called the 6 Feet Under podcast.
Yeah.
Undertaker's podcast. He was like, big men don't. Undertaker was like, big men really don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what? That was so impressive. It was so different, and I loved that. So just kept watching every week. Came on Thursday nights. I just sit in front of the TV and watch. And growing up, I've always had this creative thing. I realize now.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go back and do the Titantrons. I wanted to go back and do. I used to always make Wheel of Fortune wheels. I always wanted to go back and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done both. I'm about to do that now. I'm actually about to build one.
Nice.
For that, guys, because that's going to be fun. But yeah, I went to my dad. My dad's been a contractor for years. He used to work with Memphis Light Gas and Water, and he was the bricklayer and the contractor, woodworking, all that. I told him about what I wanted to do. 10 seconds later, he's like, I know how to do all that, and I know how. Oh, we can do it. We can just do this, do this, do this. I'm like, is this how I found when I explain computer stuff to people? Because the level of expertise, I always knew he was up there with it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him do this stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen Katie. Yeah, I've seen the Plinko. Yeah, I'll go read the reviews on those. Those are not fun. But yeah, just growing up, there was so many things that I wanted to do, and now you know how some people grow up and they go, yo, you can't do this kid stuff anymore, and it's like you do, and some people don't realize, this kid stuff was made by an adult, right?
Yep.
All this kid stuff was made by adults, either for kids or for them, and they were having fun with their kid.
Yeah.
So it was made by a barber. Go look that story up. That's fun.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, Katie. Look, my mom and dad used to work there. I know more than anybody. But anyway, just growing up doing all of that stuff, I wanted to get back into it, and you get told that you can't be fun anymore.
Yeah.
And growing up, I realized the more I started doing all those kid things again,
Mm-hmm.
the more I realized I was having fun again with life.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get back into doing the wrestling stuff, and then and what I started noticing was
Mm-hmm.
people do custom Titantrons for wrestlers all the time.
Mm. Okay.
And then I was like, why don't local wrestlers get that?
Mm.
So I had the
Yeah.
idea.
Mm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do one for the gun show.
Mm.
Thought of that idea, and I was like, I wonder would anybody like this.
Yeah.
Went to sleep, woke up to 200 likes. Oh, did another one for she's retired now and married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The mad esthetician. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember her name though.
Yeah.
I don't want to look it up right now because I'll feel bad because it's like, hey, you had the name of your head.
Yeah.
Amber Rodriguez,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably a different last name now because she did absolutely get married. But she she was just a great character. One day, hey, you heard it here first. If I can
Mm-hmm.
ever get a video game made, I want to put that character in a video game.
That would be cool.
Because the character was so great and it deserves to be immortalized in some way.
Yes.
And to see a black woman have a character that was so deep, so well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Like going to look up how she did all of that, like she had production level stuff as an
Yeah.
independent wrestler. And I was like, this deserves to be immortalized.
Yeah.
I did one for her, and then Austin Lane goes, I think you need to make one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Oh
it's
my God.
already made, but I can't post it right now because during that time, I don't remember who it was, but
Yeah.
somebody in wrestling passed the
Mm-hmm.
day that I was going to post it. And I was like, give me 2 days, and I'll post it. He's
Yeah.
he his grandson loves it.
Yeah.
And it was great. Then I just kept doing it, and then eventually Memphis Wrestling actually reached out and said, "Hey, can we repost these? They're on their channel."
Mm-hmm.
And then then I started doing some for friends of mine that were in 901 Wrestling because the reason I started watching independent wrestling again
Yeah.
was because my friends from work were in there.
Mm.
So
Okay.
what I did was, okay, I'm gonna just do a few for them.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Jacks reached out to me, hey, we just had someone pass in in the thing, and I see your videos, and I really love your videos. Can you do a tribute video for him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, that one still hurts. It was Devin.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is going Devin Hodges, but that's not who that is. It's Devin. Can't remember his name. Can't remember his last name because I remember both names, but Devin was a great wrestler, great technician.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a young dude. I think he was like 22. But swimming accident happens. He passes. I met him the night before it happened.
Mm.
And we get a message saying that pretty much something happened.
Yeah.
Nobody was being responsible, and he's just gone. And it's like, wow.
Mm.
But nothing we can do. We can only, remain here, and he's called the wild card though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what they started doing was they would have a rumble for him every year.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, the wild card rumble should be coming up in the next month.
Yeah.
Um, was it Devin Walker?
Probably.
No.
No. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Hey, hey, Devin Walker. Devin Taylor. Yeah, it was Devin Taylor. Yeah. Devin Grant was the name that kept coming to my mind, and I'm like, that's wrong. Oh, that's his real name, but that was not his stage name. Devin Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wild card, Devin Taylor. And amazing wrestler, amazing technician. Like some of the stuff that he used to do was wild. I'm like, but young, used to be on the wrestling team, had great matches with the current EP. Well, actually, he just lost it because of some BS. But the current, well, former wrestling champion down in EPW, Marco Harris.
Yeah.
Young black brothers that just love to get after it.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is what ends up happening is they don't um, they don't really know what to do because if there was so much planned around them. So it's like now, all right, let's do this. Let's have this show. We were going to give him so many opportunities, but now what do we do? Because he was going to get signed somewhere.
Yeah.
So I do the tribute, do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always during the summer, Katie. Yeah. So now I do that tribute and I do a few more videos, and they're like, you know what? We're going to keep working with you on these. Just come through anytime and just send me stuff. And I just send them stuff. Because I look at some of the videos and I'm like, that was put together in like 5 minutes. It has no character to the actual person. You're just playing music.
Yeah.
So I come through and keep doing it.
Yeah.
So that's been great. And so that's what started the Titantron thing and me working with wrestling. And now I have a relationship with wrestlers where I just hit them up and be like, hey, you know, we're doing this, or this is something you might be interested in, or can we do this?
Yeah.
And what that started me thinking, a lot of people don't get the love that they deserve because they're just not seen enough. And I want to be able to help. And I'm like, okay, the wrestlers, that's one thing. And then my brain went, cosplayers and streamers too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder how I can do something about that. Kept that in my back pocket. Joined a group called Cold Bluff 901.
Yeah.
Cold Bluff, very, very tight-knit group, very cool people. Was started by a old, I know, in the anime community, he's tend to go back to the Japanese meanings. An old underclassman, but I used to call them kohai.
Yeah.
In my school, and he loved the anime thing. He's one of the Akatsuki bros that Red Cloud has a tight hold on him. I'm one of the people that I think that I love the design, but I'm not a big fan of it. Just because I'm more of a DBZ Yu Yu Hakusho guy. I don't know what happened, but Bleach and Naruto didn't hit me as hard. Even though they're good shows, but Bleach and Naruto just didn't hit me as hard. I don't know what happened. I don't understand. Like I couldn't finish Bleach, couldn't finish Naruto. I don't know. No, they're just not my. They're not my vibe like a lot of other people. I don't understand why. I don't have anything against them or anything like that. But it's One Piece for me. One Piece of Fairy Tail. I don't know. Oh, if you ask me, I don't know. But Like I don't. But he wanted to start something because again, there's nothing to do in Memphis. Yes, there is. Y'all just ain't looking. Look better. So he started that and started, wanting to work with people, wanting to do things with people. And I was just one day in the group after I joined, I was like, y'all are getting in all these magazines. We don't have anything like that in Memphis. It'd be funny if theotakuAsylum started that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, that was just a joke. Why don't you do it? I was joking. Why don't you do it? Why don't
And
you try?
And that's what I wanted to ask you about when it came to, because I know the magazine is like the most recent development, but before the magazine, you were doing the blogs, highlighting different cosplayers and creators, and you started doing the Titantrons for them as well. And then the magazine came about, and you decided like, okay, I'm gonna be serious about this, create the brand as a business, do the magazine. So I have to ask, like, what was the process like for you trying to learn all of that? Because you already had like the foundation in terms of the community. What were some lessons you had to learn to get the magazine to where it is now?
Okay, so let's start with me figuring out what the heck I was going to do in the first place. So I, I didn't know. I just
Yeah.
started Googling stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm just trying
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Hmm.
Looked up some magazine layouts, looked up some magazine publishers, all of that.
Yeah.
Looking at this,
Hmm.
a lot of people think, oh, this is professional. This is trial and error. This is a smorgasbord of me going, I'm gonna throw shit at the wall and see what works.
Hmm.
If I have a screenshot of it,
Yeah.
this cover
Hmm.
came from somebody doing a post, came from Kia Sangria doing a post about, hey, what's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
I'm planning a magazine. I don't know what I'm gonna do in it, but I figured it out. He's like, hey, I see you always talking about wrestling and costuming and wrestling and cosplay and stuff. I can come through and talk about stuff. Oh, really? That became me contacting the graphic designer
Yeah.
for DreamCon 2022 or
Hmm.
23
Hmm.
and hitting her up and going, hey, how much I got to pay you to make make a spread for me? And she
Yeah.
went, okay, sure.
Hmm.
That became in this.
Mm.
And I was just like, okay, I got one story.
Yeah.
What else is going to go in here? And I had to fill up 20 pages. And now,
Yeah.
filling up 20 pages is easy. But
Hmm.
the first one, oh my God.
Yeah.
But now we're at number 4.
Yeah. Hmm.
This guy, finding him online is very easy now because this is all you're going to see.
Yeah.
Him saying that 30 times. Every email that I've gotten from this guy, I
Yeah.
had some variation of that
Yeah.
in the email.
Yeah.
And it's like, because at first, he just was a regular cosplayer,
Hmm.
doing various cosplays, doing them very well. But then he started doing the method acting with Blackbeard.
Hmm.
And when I tell you, he embodies that character so well.
Yeah.
It's scary. And I'm like, you ain't really got rum in there, do you? Oh no, do I? I'm like, bruh. So AWA, he walking around there lit and just having fun as the character.
Hmm.
It's one of the best things you'll ever see if you ever meet him.
Yeah.
Because the laugh is deep, the laugh, the manner of speaking, deep and sultry, everything is great.
Yeah.
Hit him up and say, hey, I want to put you I want to interview you for this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder, can I get him on the cover? I'll figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Yeah.
And it just can't, and all it was me, it coming from an idea that I laughed off.
Yeah.
And the first year I debuted the magazine was last year, and
Yeah.
I walked, and again, bringing back up Chelsea Bites, I walked up to Chelsea and said, "Hi, hey," handed her the first issue of that magazine and said, "This is your fault."
Not that your fault.
Handed her my logo, on a sticker. This is also your fault. Hey, here's my streamer logo. This is also your fault. See this page? Scan that QR code. See all that brand stuff right there? This is your fault. You told me to go believe in myself.
Yes.
I did it. This is your fault. 2 months later, if I was going to DreamCon this year, I'd hand her a copy of my LLC papers and be like, this is also your fault.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't, but I'd at least show her a picture of my LLC binder.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, hey, guess what? This is your fault. Or my first check for or put in the magazine in the store. Hey, this is your fault.
Yeah.
I've done so much now with everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it started from people believing in me.
Yeah.
If you want to do something,
mm-hmm.
this is a message for everybody in chat and everybody that watches this video after.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, a lot of people say move quietly. No, make noise as loud as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, the haters will be loud.
Yeah.
But if you move with integrity,
mm-hmm.
if you move the right ways and you're doing the right thing, the louder you move, the more people that want to help you, that want to see not only you succeed, but see what you're doing succeed, they will just gravitate to you.
Yes.
And every day that you doubt yourself, they will kick your ass.
And that's another question I want to ask you, because not only because you've grown to the point where you have.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I like how I started that conversation, and one of the main people kicking my ass joins the chat.
Well, they love you, so they just know when to come. Apparently, they got telepathy, you know.
Definitely that.
And I wanted to ask about, well, congratulations on, being one of the nominees for the Memphis Elegance Award. I wanted to ask, how do you feel? Like, is it a surreal moment for you, especially with all that you're trying to do in the Memphis community, to have that nomination? Like, what impact does that have for you?
The thing was with that, when the MAAs started, I just was like, how? Well, when I found out about them, because the MBAs have been going on for 3 or 4 years. It's one of those things where, you know how DreamCon's been going on for like 5 or 6 years. Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that. And now that we know it, it's like, man, like a lot of these cons start in somebody's garage. Somebody start as an idea. And then all of a sudden, you just hear about them and you're like, man, this just started. No, they've been going on for years.
Yeah.
And you'll meet people that have been involved with these things for years, and you'll just be like, wow, how did I not know about this?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? If I can just get in the room with these people, I can do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, hey, Liv, thank you so much. And Katie, I'm not going to say it here, but you know the next question I'm going to ask. So, the thing was, I saw all these magazines popping up.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis Flyer, and you too, Liv. I need you, but I need you and Katie to stop identifying as a threat. Katie, you sort of identify as a threat. At Liv, if I love you, baby, but you identifying as a threat as a lot of people. So, but just looking at all the because there's a lot more people. No, Liv is a threat, violence, and a problem. Certified and bona fide. Trademark it. But Truce Magazine, Memphis Flyer, I'm forgetting one that's nominated with me. Artist Magazine, Artist Feature Magazine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The main one. Bluff City Magazine. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Which I've actually talked to the editor
Mm-hmm.
of Bluff City Mag. Haven't met her yet, but that's because we're both so busy. And also, I'm a hermit that needs to leave my house. I'm getting better at that.
Yes.
But I get out and pound the streets now a little bit better. But meeting those people, seeing what they're doing in the city, is very, very fun. And it was just like, if I can just get it in my name in the same sentence.
Yeah.
If I can get theotakuAsylum in the same sentence, I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
My goal wasn't to win; it was just to get nominated.
Yeah.
And getting nominated meant a lot because now, even if I don't win, with a lot of people said, "No, don't say that." I was like, I understand why y'all saying don't say that, but understand that my goal was just to get my name in the same sentence.
Yeah.
And now it's there, and now I want to know how good I can get.
Yeah.
So now, okay, Liv, please be safe. I don't know why I thought you were flying back tomorrow, but yeah, please be safe. But just getting to that level after only doing this for 3 issues at that point.
Yeah.
Because I released the fourth one 2 days before the announcement. So now what I have to do is remain steadfast and keep going. But the goal was to get my name in the same sentence.
Yeah.
So now building, talking to people. And there are people outside of the anime weebdom, the anime this, anime that, that you would think all right, they wouldn't be interested in that. And it's like, no. Um, mhm. Oh, it's doing that. I got my flight. I got the flight info from Live,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, huh? It, it's one of it's a flight that it's one of them that goes back and forth.
Yeah, I
But,
get that.
so it's like wait, what? But seeing that meant a lot to me. But now it's like, all right, now we got to do the work
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people going that are in the anime community here in Memphis that are leaving it because either they've aged out of
Yeah.
it, and when I say aged out of it, I don't mean oh I'm grown now and I can't do this anymore. It's I'm too tired to keep doing the work, so now I'm going to go have fun. But
Okay.
that leaves a gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I ain't old yet, but I'm old enough to take the reins.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep calling myself old because there's so much advancement that's happened over the years.
Yes. Yeah.
So I have to accept that maybe I'm not old, but I'm still an older otaku that needs to. I'll say this so often: the old otakus need to take care of the young ones, and so many of the young ones are out here lawless.
Yeah.
Because so many people have just sullied so many other things. And it's one of those things where you have to figure out and do something about uh, what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
If you see something wrong, you have to change it. So I just want to do something different.
Yeah.
So now, with that being the case, no, you're the weird boomer. Or I'm just getting up there. So now, what I want to do now is create a space that people can relax and people can feel wanted in, that people can feel to be themselves, that people can be themselves.
Yeah.
But also, I realized that I needed a space where people get go where you're celebrated.
Yeah.
That people can go where they feel celebrated. And a lot of people may disagree with this, but this is something that I agree with We Are Black Cosplay.
Yeah.
We Are Black Cosplay wants to recognize a lot of black cosplayers. And what ended up happening, they were like, we noticed we're excluding a lot of people that do good work, but we're excluding them because they're not black. And it's like that's what our counterparts are doing. They're excluding us because we are. And so now we're like, we're being hypocritical. And I'm like, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that's what that sentence is, what that feels like. So I just want to highlight everyone now. So I realized that people needed a space to do stuff. And now I'm just like, all right, let's do something about this. Let's create a space where we can do something about people that need to be congratulated, celebrated, and also feel great about it. And it's like, okay, I don't know how to do this yet, but I'm going to keep going and keep trying.
Yeah.
So now the thing is, all right, I want everybody to be celebrated.
Yeah.
How do I do that in a proper way? And another problem that I'm having is that that in the cosplay space, in the content creation space, a lot of people, especially in Memphis, because I can't speak for other cities, but I know in Memphis, we have a hard time finding each other, even though we live in the same city.
Yeah.
So I want to bring that together because places like the Bar with No Name, places like Board to Beers, places like Black Lodge, unless they get a whole lot of fanfare and hype, you don't hear about them. They exist, and they have, you know, their supported following, but you don't hear about them.
Yeah. And I also wanted to ask, I feel like what you're saying is true, and you also been trying to make that impact in your own way, because for people that may not know, you do host your own events now. You've gotten to that stage where you've been able to hold your own events in the Memphis area. Like you have some of like your cosplay meetups where you've been able to like certain like bubble tea places. You also have your Twitch meetups that you do, so you get to see the people that's in your theotakuAsylum crew like in real time. And you know, you've also done other events that are coming up, like the Tokyo event that you're having with the Infinity Group. So I wanted to ask, how has that process been doing that, and what, you know, the impact you may feel is small right now, but what impact have you had that you after jumping the gun and creating these events, and even like the winter solstice that you did for K-pop fans?
Yeah, and so it became one of those things where I'm like, these various things are underserved.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start doing stuff. So I kept looking around for places. And at first, one of those places was going to be Black Lodge. And unfortunately, Black Lodge went under. That's where I started with 901 Wrestling. 901 Wrestling was in Rec Room at first, which Rec Room is under now as well. So we keep having these places that get out and it's they go up so fast and they come back down. And so I'm just like, man, we got to find places to do this type of stuff because we keep running out of places. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So I was like, you know what? Just look around. I went to something called the Link Up, started by Milton Memphis. Milton just wanted to have a space where businesses that were not exactly connected to each other wanted to meet up. You meet up for free. Come here free. Meet up and just talk business. Because we always would meet up in common places, but this was free, risk free. Just come out and do something.
Yeah.
So I went, okay, I'm just gonna go there and see what happens. That was the second time. The first time, I found out by accident because somebody asked me to fix a so I saw a way to fix. No, I'm sorry. I got invited there because somebody needed me to fix their PC.
Yeah.
By trade, I'm a PC guy. I am a IT guy. If you call me for IT stuff, I'm probably gonna have an answer. Or I can find it for you. Yeah. After I get done, I gotta find something for somebody.
Yeah.
And I got a PC back here right now that I need to find a charger for because I can't find it. I've tried to find it. I've been looking for it. I'm just like, all right, it's gone. Fine, I'll find it.
Yeah.
So I went there and I met people that I hadn't seen in years. One that got me was Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, Lawrence, I haven't seen you in years, man. What are you doing? Oh, I'm still doing the coding thing, man. I was like, oh. So he's still teaching those classes. And I'm going to hit him up soon because I'm about to get back into coding because I want to do that.
Yeah.
And just looking around, I'm just like, okay, what can I do here? What can I do to do something better?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go talk around in this party.
Yeah.
Met the owner of Fat Tuesday Memphis, black-owned business. And he said, hey, come through here. We'll let y'all upstairs in one of the Airbnbs and y'all just come through there and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great for a few months, but everybody made the same complaint. Hey, there's no parking. I'm like, okay, I'll find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Mochi Hatsu.
Yeah.
Hits me up and goes, hey, we just did this event for K-pop. Can y'all come out and do something just like it? It probably won't be as hype, but
yeah,
I got you. And now we're gonna do that probably every 2 months. Okay. And then I said, hey, while I was promoting the Winter Solstice event, I found this place called Boba Life. I call it BBL now, which I probably should find another name, but it's definitely Boba Life is still BBL. Sorry.
I mean, listen, y'all got the memo, man. That's the abbreviation.
So went to Boba Life because I was just driving around to in the historical district called Cooper Young.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when did that get there? Drove in, the owners just happened to be sitting in the back.
Yeah.
I walk in and talk to them. You know, and you know us. You know us.
Yes.
Hey, well, you want me to post this poster up here? How long you been? Well, when the last time you been in here? I'm just like, all right. I know your type.
Yeah.
And I know how you do business. But we're going to sit here and talk for a little while.
Yeah.
It went from me going in there to post a poster up. They've bought advertising from me twice now. And now I'm just like, okay, if that's how it's going to work, we're going to keep working together. And now the next cosplay event is at their place. So I'm going to keep doing cosplay events at their place and then do cosplay events in Mississippi at Mochinaza. Okay. Because those businesses just align with what I want to do. So now I'm just like, all right, we're doing all these events now and we're building this. But something I've realized is that eventually I'm going to have to get my own space. But but while I'm doing that, while I'm building up for that, there's so many spaces here that are also worthy of support. Yeah. As Katie mentioned earlier in the chat, Crosstown Concourse. It's in what's called the Sears building. What was called the Sears building for so long. Sears Crosstown, I think it was called. And I don't know if you could shop in there, but I remember they did a lot of production in that building for the longest time. And now it's a marketplace. It's a place for so many other places to do things in. And also they have living quarters at the top. Yeah. Now, they're priced like New York apartments, but yes, you get a lot of amenities in there. I just would rather buy a house. So, great living in there, but I'd rather buy a house. But now I'm just looking at it and going, all right, what can we do in these? What can we do in these spaces?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking to do something in those spaces, to do something about just having fun in those spaces, having events, having this, having that. And it's like, there's so many great places to do things here in Memphis that if you just look,
Yeah.
you can do so many things. And now running events again, because we started with running events.
Mm-hmm.
And now um, looking at that,
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more because, as I said, if I'm coming back, I'm going to come back with a boom.
Yeah.
Now, coming back with that boom, I'm just like, okay, we're doing it, and I have help this time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't use the help as much as I need to,
Yes.
I am very glad. One of the main people that helped me start otakuAsylum.
Mm-hmm.
She goes by Birds online. She goes by the full name is just Birds in a Trench Coat.
Yeah.
Love you, TJ. But her and her husband have had a group called, actually still have the group called Otakuholics Anonymous.
Okay.
You'll hear me call it the other OA because it just happens. Otaku Asylum, Otakuholics Anonymous. They were around for years. One of my first anime shirts that I got was from their group.
Mm-hmm.
So just figuring it out, figuring out how to do those events was a lot. And I didn't realize how good I was at doing events until I did an event with We Touch Grass.
Mm-hmm.
We Touch Grass came to Memphis and they didn't have
Yeah.
an event coordinator. I was like, that doesn't sound too hard. I'll try it. I ain't never did it before, but I'll fake it till I make it.
Yeah.
I got a message a day later.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where did you find this guy? Somebody told me this is what the owner of We Touch Grass was telling them.
Yeah.
Where did you
Mm-hmm.
find this guy?
Mm-hmm.
He did so amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, all I did was the basics. Come to find out,
Yeah.
people on the tour that were event coordinating with them didn't know the basics. But that
Mm-hmm.
came from me watching other people do events, the wrestling companies that I saw doing events, me
Mm-hmm.
working with Uncle Lou's Fried Chicken for so many years and watching them do events and how people weren't organized. I was like, why didn't they just do this? I don't know, but that's what I would have done. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, well, if I ever run an event, I'll do that. And I did
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, so if you had an event in a city, nobody came and checked the building?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody made sure that the building was clean? Nobody
Yeah.
made sure y'all had water if y'all were no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nobody made sure that y'all had the space to no. Nobody made sure y'all had the screen up. No.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing that during the show? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Show starts at 7. And I was there at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm supposed to do this. I'm
Yeah.
also here to make sure the check on ticket sales. I'm also here to make sure on this.
Yeah.
Nobody did that for y'all on any other show? No.
It
What?
happens. I know it's hard to believe this.
I was just like, what kind of inexperienced people were applying for these jobs?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I'm like, I'm inexperienced, but I'm like, maybe I'm not as inexperienced as I thought I was.
Yeah.
And give me just a second.
Yeah, no problem.
And now looking at that, I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not that inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, what I need now is to run my own event.
Yeah.
My thing was looking at the anime community. I'm like, we need events. And then I looked around. I'm like, there's 900 K-pop people here.
Yeah.
Where do you event it? Come to find out, there was 2 events here. 2 events.
Yeah.
But they weren't widespread enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are these events not happening? So I run an event. I'm like, I might get 20 people, but if I keep doing it, I'll get more. 60 people showed up.
That's great. I know you had mentioned that's one of your biggest events that you had to date, so I'm happy that it went well.
I was like, oh. But now I've learned, oh my God. It's like, whoa. That's crazy that and see, Katie in chat has mentioned 2 events that I've heard of, but she still hasn't mentioned the 2 that I know about.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, those events are just so close knit in those communities, you don't hear about them. And I'm like, those events got to get out.
Yeah.
Because there is a con here, and it was postponed because of all the storms that have happened. It's going to be in a literal month.
Okay.
Being the South, if you want to run an event, it's going to be in a church, or it's going to be in a convention center.
Yeah.
And now with the person that I know running it, what is her name? Zoe. She's related to she's related to the Martin family that owns that owns Uncle Lou's Fried Chicken. Zoe DeBerry. She's actually in a family that I used to go. The family used to run a church that I used to be a part of, but I think the pastor became a politician, and so he got out of the church for a little while.
Yeah.
But the church is letting her run the K-pop con.
Yeah.
I think it's called K World, and just like us, started doing those, and they're just trying to run a good event. So now you have all these people trying to run these different types of events because they see these communities are underserved, and it's just so many people trying to do the same thing at the same, but not at the same time. But they're running everything, and they just don't hear about each other.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear about it if it's not the nightlife and it's not spread as much. We're getting better about that as a city.
Yeah.
And hey, I knew somebody Katie didn't know. Ha 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 ha. But just seeing that these communities are so passionate, I was like, these communities are here and they're so passionate.
Yeah.
Let's do something with that. And now, with what happened with Winter Solstice was now everybody pops up going, hey, we do this, and I'm like, so it was just that I didn't hear about y'all enough.
Yeah.
And, and speaking French again, because I'm gonna be up until 11 o'clock tonight, Katie. Thank you. But looking at this, probably past that because I'm there's a wrestling pay per view on tonight, and I also want to play. If you have not heard about South of Midnight,
I heard about it.
I don't know how I got an early access code, but I got one.
Yeah.
And my expectations for this game were high,
Mm-hmm.
and they blew through my expectations.
Mm.
I was like, oh, this is a completely different game than what I thought it was going to be. And while I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
if it's not in the running,
Yeah.
we'll be shocked. Because, in my opinion, it should win. It should win story of the year. I forgot what that was called. I'll remember it 10 minutes after this live streaming. But story of the year is what it should win. But just seeing just seeing these communities want to work together and want to do things, beautiful things.
Yep.
And so I was happy to be able to bring those communities together, and then to get people in the area, restaurants, businesses, to go, hey, I can't be a part of it this year because I found out about it too late. But if you do this again next year, that'd be great.
Yep.
But one thing about it was that I kept getting, a lot of people didn't want to say it. I found out, but I spelled it winter solstice instead of solstice.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, he forgot an S in there. And I was like, okay. So hopefully people will see the correction and go, and I'll be like, yeah, we added an S because the second year, so we now have two events. It definitely wasn't a misspelling on my end.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm planning on doing it again in January.
Okay.
I got a lot of people that I know here in chat. Hey, what's going on, guys? Just seeing so many people create their own spaces, create their own things, and do so much in the space.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be a proper meeting place, because we have meeting places for, all right, you wanted to look at comments. You have a proper meeting place if you want to do D&D. Shout out to Board to Beers. We have a proper place if you want to just meet up and have because we have a lot of trivia things around, but we didn't have like trivia places for just nerd stuff. Shout out to the Bar with No Name.
Yeah.
Because people don't read, Katie. But but just having those spaces for people to
Hi, so just for anyone in the chat, AnimeInkArt is my brand, so I have my own art business that I do as well, but I also support people in the community, so I do the show called AnimeInkArt Live Talks that we're in right now, so we talk about, it's their safe space to talk about, what we're doing in the community, what they're doing in the community, how we can support each other in the community, so it's really a safe space to talk about them, hence why we're doing the interview right now, but thanks for asking.
very important question. And Katsuki Tattoos is one of those places that they have, it's multifaceted, faceted. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But all right, I have a passion for doing this type of art, but I love doing the anime thing and the manga thing, all that. How can I put those two together, and he's created a business out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an amazing thing he's doing over there, and it's and seeing that come together, seeing how many people have put so many things together, it's very cool. Shout out to Inkatsuki. Prolific hands too. Passion for art, passion for doing so many things.
Yeah.
And met them at a random Walgreens, and I just had anime shirt on. Like, I got on that. This is one of my shirts, actually.
Yes,
I thought I had lost it, and then I was just randomly found it before a One Piece event yesterday, and I was like, oh, there it is.
and that's what I want to ask you as well. Like when it comes to everything you're doing, like your brand, the magazine, all the events, how have you felt overwhelmed at any point? Have you gone through burnout? And what do you do to keep yourself motivated to continue to serve the community? Because one thing about being your brand is community is that it takes a toll out of you that people don't realize, but like you have a passion for it to keep going. So what keeps you going?
I don't know. Because a lot of people, you're asking me, do I go through burnout? I'm smoldering right now. I'm crispy. I ain't burned out. I'm burnt. My wallet burnt, or my ass is burnt, or my hands are burnt. My brain is smoking. Everything. My legs feel like crap right now. People were looking at me yesterday going, do you need a cane? Yes.
Yeah.
Everything hurts right now. If I try to stand up right now, you'll be like, are you okay? Case in point.
Yeah.
Katie is sitting right here in chat. Been doing what I'm trying to do now for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burned the hell out of herself. Doing this for so many years.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I hope I don't get to that point. Like 3 weeks later. I'm gonna take a little break. 2 weeks later, still burned out. And I'm like, how do people do this?
Yeah.
And you realize you just gotta keep going, because it's one of those things where it's like, that's my secret. I'm always burnt out. And so now I'm just living through the burnout. And that's where you support people. That's where your support work comes in. Hey, do this for me so I'm not as burnt out. Hey, do this for me so I can, that's where you hire people or you talk to people and go, hey, do this for me.
Yeah.
And I just, I have not figured that out yet.
It's okay. I honestly, like, out of all the guests, I appreciate that honesty. Like, that's why I like doing the show. 'Cause everybody has different reactions, and that's an honesty that I think more business owners need to have, because I feel like we only show social media what we want to see, but they don't see behind the scenes. Like, well, like for people that may not know, in the business chat, sometimes we talk about the shenanigans and the stuff that happens, but nobody really gets to see that, as like a keep this in mind that this could happen. So definitely thank you for being honest with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're just like, man, I just deal with the burnout. No, I'm burned. Not kind of burnt, not a little bit burnt, burned.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go on a rant for a second. In the Twitch community, I am very tired of Twitch streamers feeling bad for being burned out.
Yeah.
If you are a Twitch streamer and you're doing this as a career, you're going to get burned out. Don't apologize for it. accept that you're burned out and take time to yourself. For example, House Moramaki posted today, hey, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
So, y'all be easy. I'll be back in a week. Die Hard Diva burnt herself out to the point where she was in tears, live on stream. Took a month break.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank God. Because I told you 3 weeks ago, hey, you need a break. Variana. Love her to death.
Yeah.
But kept burning herself out. Trying to work. She was a teacher for a little while. Trying to teach and stream.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to eventually need to take a break.
Yeah.
Took a break for 2 months. One of my favorite streamers. One of the people that inspired me to start streaming the way I do. Even though I stream like 2 times a month now.
Yeah.
Cup of Noodle.
Yeah.
She got burned out. And she took a break.
Yeah.
We have not seen her since November. And when I say not seen her, she has not been on social media. She has not been in her Discord. She has not been in DMs. She has not been in email. She has not been in nothing for months. If you get burned out, then another example. A streamer that goes by the female phenom. She had a health scare.
Yeah.
And currently, right now, Tiffany Witcher.
Yeah.
Had a health scare. And she was like, I'm so sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But I gotta take a break. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
If you don't have it to give, don't give it. And don't apologize for taking a break. Just do what you need to do to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not doing this as a career, this is for fun. One Punch Man, I'm a hero for fun.
That's one way.
I am here for fun.
Oh, I think it's like only your face, like only half of your face. If you just move it down.
Doing that on purpose. There is a reason. Leave me alone. So, full disclosure. Full disclosure. My face is ashy because I don't know how to take care of my facial hair. So, leave me alone. One thing about me is sometimes I'm honest. I'm not brutally honest, but I'm honest. But my face the bottom of my face looks like an ashy elbow right now. Leave me alone. So sorry, I'm John Cena today. Hey, can't say that. But that's a talk for a different time. The whole John Cena situation. I love it, but the reason that I tend to be honest as I am, I was told a long time ago by my Uncle Lou. You're a very bad liar. You need to tell the truth all the time because you're a very terrible liar.
Yeah.
And I realized, getting older, like I used to tell lies to either avoid conflict or just to stop a conversation. Now I'm just like, if I just tell the truth, I'm going to get you to shut up, one way or another. If I just tell you the truth, you're either going to accept it or you're going to be quiet. But that way, I don't have to stress myself out thinking up a lie.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite sayings from Sherlock Holmes you remove the bullshit, well, when you remove the lies, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. I change it to when you remove the BS, whatever remains, no matter how much you think it's not true, must be the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the preconceived notions that some people have are not your responsibility.
Yeah.
That's a tough cookie to accept, but it's one that I've had to accept. In a recent situation, I had to accept that. In the streamer space, a lot of people expect certain things out of you.
Yeah.
And you have to navigate those carefully. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you'll think somebody's a friend and you find out they're a friend to the person that they think you are. And when that photo of you is shattered, when that picture of you is shattered, you'll get a visceral reaction. And I can't live up to that, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I'm too old. It's not that I'm an old man, it's just that I've gotten too old to do that. I'm in the mind space where I can't.
Yeah.
I guess that's a part of people pleasing. I can't do that anymore. I don't know how to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, that situation still ticks me off because. But I'm lying about running a space. You have to listen to the people that are in the space. Don't listen to the people that are not in it. Because if you listen to everybody that's not in it, you'll get 19 different answers and none of them will show up. And people in the space will go, why'd you do that? Oh, I thought that was I wanted. No, we didn't say that. This person said that. And it's like, oh, do they ever show up? Y'all ever seen them here? No. Oh, my bad. Then you have to change it back.
Yeah.
So serve the people that show that show their support and do things for you. And even if they're not doing things for you directly, doing things for the space. Another example. I got a email from somebody from a PR team, cosplayer. They do cosplay, they do streaming, they do all of that. But they had no real impact on the community.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to be in the you want her in the magazine, but you don't show me her cosplays. You don't show me her impact to the community. You just say she's very passionate about her.
Yeah.
What is she passionate about it for?
Yes.
Me something. And they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you want me to do work for a person I've never heard of before. And then I looked around at her content. I'm like, why have I never heard of you before? And you're surrounded by people I've heard of before.
Yeah.
That have made a huge impact. Why have I never heard your name?
Yeah.
And then I fed it to somebody and I said, hey, do you know this person? Have you seen them around? And they were like, yeah. They're kind of out there. I'm like, you slowed that for a reason. Tell me why. Well, she just does this. She doesn't really do anything else. And it's like, so she's popular because she does the thing, but she's not really in the community connected to anybody. No, not really. Okay. I want to shout out to people that have an impact. But
Yeah.
the PR company has been banking on, hey, if I do this, this is going to get people exposure.
Yeah.
I can't pay I can't pay for the software that runs the magazine,
Yeah.
the LLC fees, the event, and anything with exposure.
Yeah.
Now, eventually I could turn a profit from it, but you want me to help you make a profit because you're making money. But you want me to do work and you ain't giving me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say y'all like Real Beats told all these fast food restaurants that hitting them up, I want money. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because it takes a lot to run these events.
Yeah, I get that.
And yes, and a lot of people are going, we need to bring jobs to this city. We need to bring this to create opportunity for people who create small businesses.
Yeah.
Because if you create opportunities for people to make small businesses, that's going to create more jobs than a factory or a large company ever would.
Yeah.
Because how many small businesses around you have failed in the past year? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Because in the past 2-3 years, so many businesses have just gone. Katie, don't make me laugh. So many businesses in the past 2 or 3 years have just left here.
Yeah.
Or just gone because they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
They tried, but they couldn't because there's no opportunities for them to make money because people don't have disposable income to do that anymore. They buy what they need.
Yeah.
Like in restaurants or anything, they're making it a little bit, but they're not making it that much. You're selling $30 plates, $40 plates. You're not making anything.
Yeah.
So you have to rely on, the kindness of people.
Yeah.
Which in some cases that's what Twitch streamers pretty much do because the ad revenue is one thing, but those subs, those donations, those carry the streaming site. But when somebody that's making the money reaches out to you and wants you to do something for free, that was very infuriating to me.
Yeah, I get that.
And it's like, no. Because one thing, your community that you perceive to have is going to come through and go, oh, this is fun, this is cool, and then they're going to leave.
Yeah.
I want people that want to come in organically and actually be in the community.
Yeah.
And you can be the most handsome person, you can be the cutest person, you can have the sweetest this. What is your impact?
Yeah.
What have you done to make an impact in your community that you have or that you've built up? And that's what I want, because that's organic.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will forget your name. They may forget what you've done. They may forget so many things. They'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Whew.
I mean, that was a word, and I felt like people should keep that in mind. And one of the last questions I want to ask you is, how has this journey, whether you want to share, from certain experiences, whether it's through Twitch, through the magazine, through your blog, for everything that you're doing, how has the journey helped you in your personal development?
has gotten me. It has gotten me to stop doubting my ability to speak because people want to hear me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because so many times people didn't want to hear me. I just found out I was speaking to the wrong people. Very, very important. You have to be in the right space to speak to the right people. You have to give yourself the time to speak to the right people, to find the people that want to speak to you.
Yeah.
But if you talk to people, a lot of people make the mistake of talking to people that they feel are important.
Yeah.
But the people that they're trying to speak to are not people that would celebrate them. They're not people that would appreciate them and do not know what they that would not be familiar with the subject or the passion that they have.
Yeah.
Now, what people have to do to reach me is very simple. Just reach out. Just talk. And now, at first, it was a DM.
Yeah.
It was talking online. What I have realized, the handshake and the smile will get you way more than an email will.
Yeah.
Talking to people. Going up to them. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is what I love. Can you help me do this? And speaking sincerely to them about what you want to do and how you want to do it. I will get you a whole lot further. And being sincere about that, being sincere about what you want to do, will get you a whole lot more than anything else.
Yeah.
Be sincere, be genuine, and if you want something, tell them.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, people are so afraid to get out because they are afraid of rejection. You'll get 1,000 no's.
Yeah.
But take the shot because you miss all the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
If I can sum up the biggest thing that this journey has taught me, again, about missing the shots you don't take. This journey has taught me that before you take a shot, you need to load the gun. Don't be afraid to load the gun. So just get out there and do it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just gonna get out there and try to do it.
That's the best we can do, man.
Yeah. And if you want something done, you have to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
And with the Twitch meetup that we've been having, a lot of people think that I run those. I don't.
Okay.
Hayden Brown. I think he goes by Beastie Boy.
Yeah.
Beastie saw the last person that ran the community, and he was like, "That's not good." And I reached out because I saw nobody doing anything with it. And he went, "Oh, wait, I'm trying to do that, but I just need to find a space."
Yeah.
And I was able to go, "Hey, I'm at Fat Tuesday. Can you just bring your stuff?"
Yeah.
He came out, brought his stuff, and now he's doing his own. He just needed a place to start.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. We've done live stream. He did live streams from there last time we were out. He's set up his own thing. There's just so many things that are doing now. And I'm just like, this is great. You've given me ideas, and you just needed a spark. Again, people will never forget how you made them feel. And just getting out there and doing it is going to be the biggest thing. You got to get out there and do it. If you want it, get after it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the people telling you to play it safe. Because as long as you play it safe, you're going to regret it. And yeah, I have this big job. Yeah, I have this thing that I'm doing, but eventually somebody can take that away from you. They can't take away from you what you worked hard for if you fight for it. Don't fight for it. Like the art that you do, nobody can take that away from you. If you put it out there in the world, it's great and it's awesome. Just go out there and do it.
Yeah.
So just get out there and get after it. And you just have to. Nobody will know what you're doing until you do it yourself. Yeah. Nobody knows what you want to do until you tell somebody. Move loudly, be genuine, and shake a lot of hands.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. And
I expected to yap for about 30 minutes, and now we are maybe 2 hours in.
But again, I wanted to say, hopefully you had a good time, and I just want to thank you again for agreeing to come on the show.
Somebody said in the group that the vibe that you create very calm and very relaxing.
Yeah.
And it's one of those. It's smooth. It's very smooth, and it just feels like having a conversation where you're just kind of just trying to figure out what kind of conversation you want to have, and you just let people figure out how you want to they want to be presented, and you don't drive a certain agenda. Your agenda is, hey, come in here, have a good conversation, and talk about what you want to do and what your passion is. And just giving me a chance to do that today after the month that I've had. I didn't realize how much I needed that. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. I appreciate all of you guys saying that early, honestly, and thank you guys so much for the support. So I wanted to give you the chance to just like put all like where you want people to follow you, where you want people to see what you're doing next, the magazine, the merch, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. So as far as what we're doing, our next event is going to be the day before Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to be at Boba Life. Yes, BBL. So we're going to be at Boba Life at around 1 o'clock. We're gonna go up there and do some cosplay stuff. Then let's see, at Moshihatsu, we're gonna do another thing. I'm gonna tell them about that.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do the rave with Infinite Vibes, and that's gonna be after Anime Blues. Then there's another rave that I want y'all to check out. The Ramen Socialites. They're going to do a rave directly. That's going to be the after party.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be a thing. But just keep posted, and we will be doing so much. And also for the people that are here, if you want to see more people talk about passion and more people talk about things that they're doing in the community, follow AnimeInkArt. If you've gotten the magazine, you'll see an ad for their merch in the mag. Way more creative than anything that I've done, because all the stuff that I'm doing, I'm getting from another artist. So, but they are actually putting their art out there, and way more creative, way better than everything I'm doing. But if you want to follow me doing things on Twitch, the Otaku's off. If you want to follow theotakuAsylum, otakuasylum.com, I got all the links there. And we're gonna have events coming up, and just keep posted, man. And if you go look for Otaku Asylum online, you'll find us, and we're doing everything, and not enough at the same time, in my opinion. But we're gonna be doing as much as we can. And if you want to help, send me an email, send me a DM, we can talk. But for right now, just thank you guys for all the support and all the follows and all that.
Yeah.
And I have run. My word count has run out for today, so I'm gonna grab a blackberry Dr Pepper Zero, eat my chicken and my spaghetti, because if you know you know us, it's spaghetti week. Because that's all I got left.
But again, I just want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys were really sweet tonight. I mean, in general, the past 2 months, listen, I've been through a lot that, the people that know. So as much as you guys thank me, I thank you. It's helped a lot. And for those who may not know what I do outside of AnimeInkArt Live Talks, hi, I'm Lizzie from AnimeInkArt. I have my own brand. Some of the art is here. We're getting back to that. Life hit me like a truck for a little bit. I had to do a little bit of a rebrand when it comes to that. But AnimeInkArt Live Talks is part of the brand, so that helps me out because I do support other creators in the community. That's part of my brand identity with what I do on the side. If you guys want custom commissions, if you guys want to do cosplay collabs, because I've been getting into that as well, I do it to promote my merch as well. A lot of my art is anime related, so if you're into that, definitely check that out. And if you guys want to be on the show, we still have the open calls. We have some openings in April. We're gonna have other shows too. It may not, depending, because whoever signs up, that's when we have the show. Join the broadcast channel. You guys will know about that as well. Like, you guys will know about all the information technically. Any of the side quests that I don't tell you until it's ready to be told, you will know. And in terms of things coming up, just be on the lookout for the shows. Be on the lookout for some content from BlurredCon. And for those that know that for the Blurred Station interviews that I did, everything is timestamped. So if you click their link in bio for that live stream, anything that I did will be like timestamped, and so for the creators and for me myself. So yeah. Oh no, it's not a round two. It's just that shout out to Tafari from Blur's Eye View. It just like as a thank you to us, they made sure that like whoever was part of the podcast, like whoever was like a guest or like a podcaster in general, to make sure that it could be found whether they have a YouTube channel or not. They made sure that their name was put on there. So I just want to let people know because we have the YouTube channel and this live will be saved. A clip will be made on our clip page. Make sure you follow the AnimeInkArt Live 1. And that's going to be like extra clips to get people interested to watch the show and to watch the YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for following. And I hope you guys have a good night. And I hope you have a good night.
And I hope you have a great one too. We'll talk soon.
Bye.